All right, guys, welcome to the company. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Excuse me,
Yes?
do you work here?
No, I don't. I just do content creation for the company here.
So you don't work here?
No, I don't. I'm a content creator.
Content creating is not a real job.
Of course, it is a real job.
How is it a real job? You're just standing there moving your hands.
What do you mean?
around.
I'm showcasing the brand through all the different songs that we can do.
Is there any way a content creator can get me a slushie around here, man?
You know what? I guess if you want it, here, just give me 1 second.
Guy thinks content creating
Yeah.
is a real job. Who does he think he is?
Just getting, this
Not
old
even
grumpy
real. It doesn't
guy,
physically exist. How is
getting
he
his
creating?
old grumpy guy, his own food, his own little slush. Okay,
I'm telling my granddaughter about
here
it.
you go, sir.
Why? It's not a real job. What are you doing?
Of course, it's a real job, man.
No, it's not. Go get me your manager, man.
I am the manager. It's a good slush, huh?
No, man. Go get a real job. I'm out of here.
Have a good one. Jesus.
Welcome to Take One. My name is Ramsey.
And my name is Andrew. And today we're going to be talking about...
I don't know what we're talking about, man. What do we even ever talk about on this
about
podcast?
random stuff, bro. Look how nice my look. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about how to be different as a videographer and what that means.
Yeah. What does that mean?
What does it mean?
Different.
Well, I mean, if you look at a videography, it's just like any other job out there. It's becoming saturated. A lot of people are getting into it. As a videographer, how do you become different in a sense where you stand out from the 100 or if not millions of different videographers out there?
You do weird shit.
Like what?
Just go against the grain. Don't do something that's like not normal, but what everyone else is doing. I don't know.
Like if you see people podcasting like in a basement or in a regular office space, don't do that. Do something else.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the key.
Yeah, I'd love to be able to podcast in somewhere other than my basement, man. Like I would be amazing. Like it'd be humbling to.
And would you say being different is gonna make you kind of more, stand out from different people in a way of becoming accomplished?
I wouldn't say that. It keeps things exciting and interesting. There's so many times where, Andrew, you'll have an idea and I'm like, no fucking way, we're not doing that. But then, we do it. And here we are.
Where we are.
On the couch.
In your basement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done some nice things with the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on that same topic, there's a lot of videographers, photographers out there. What are steps that we can recommend or you can recommend or all of us can recommend to be different? What have you done essentially in your work to become different?
Diversify the portfolio.
How so?
Just shooting a wide range of things just so that there's the things you love shooting. Everyone has that one kind of genre that they just love and they kill it and they love doing it. But then when you exit that realm and you start shooting things that you're not comfortable with and just diversifying your portfolio, it makes you better in all aspects because you become well-rounded and you just kind of become like, you're able to adapt a lot quicker. And I think moving forward, adaptability is a really, really important characteristic to have in any professional environment, especially in a creative one. So in order to be different, adaptability is vital, I would say.
So for someone that's getting into videography, would you say they should tackle on a variety of things?
Yeah, just do everything.
What if they don't excel in certain aspects of those varieties? Would you still recommend that they do it?
No, I mean, it doesn't take too long to realize if it's working or not. Yeah. You don't have to be a professional, but I mean, if you get an opportunity to do something that you've never done before, don't turn it down because you don't know how to do it. Just do it and see what happens. I mean, that goes to say if it's a lower risk, like obviously if it's like a huge budget and you're wasting people's time and you're going to mess it up, like then just evaluate it obviously more carefully. But if you think you can do it, just fucking do it, right?
What
about you? What do you think, man? How do you be different?
Like at the first, start of my videography career, for myself, it's about being different. Started about doing that because if I were to just go out and film and not have no intention or purpose, I think I wouldn't be where I was today.
Yeah.
It came down to how can I make this basic image look very dope and sick to the viewer that they're like, oh, this is, pretty cool, and how can I do something like that? And I think being different was what inspired me to get into videography field too. An example is Daniel Schiffer. He's different. It's not something you usually see out there, but the way that he creates his stuff inspired me to want to go out and create stuff like that. And it's fun when people are like, hey, like your work resembles similar to his style, and I'm like, yeah, because that's where I take my creation from, but at the same time adding my own little touch to it.
Yeah, you really like Daniel Schiffer, eh? You'd say like he's one of your biggest inspirations.
Daniel Schiffer, there's a spot right here for you if you want to
come and cuddle with us right here. We won't shake your hand.
Not cuddle.
Not cuddle. Oh, I mean, sorry. Come sit with us.
Come sit.
Come and have a seat.
No, you scared him, man.
Professional.
You scared him. No, he's not gonna come.
Sorry. So you mentioned something about just creating for the sake of creating. Yeah. So it's one thing I kind of wanted to talk about, kind of creating with no objective.
Yeah.
Everyone typically, when it comes to work or anything in their life, they're always trying to get to an objective and just, reach a certain goal and do it for a purpose, and everything has to have this greater meaning, and it just has to all lead to something or be a step in your journey or whatever. But I think it's super valuable, like just as a kid goes and plays in a playground or a jungle gym, like to just go and create with no objective. Like, don't expect anything.
There's
just
no pressure too.
Bring the easiest tool that you have to create something, or maybe multiple, whatever's easiest. That could be your entire camera bag with 7 lenses, but just kind of just go and shoot the shit and just like see what happens. Go do things that are wrong.
Hit friends up and be like, hey, let's just go out and shoot. Not even with just like the intention of having a result at the end, but no pressure, just going in, doing it, having fun.
And like you and I have created some pretty interesting images as a result of that, like
boom, right there.
Boom. We'll do one more. Boom. Hopefully we've actually created interesting images and we don't look like idiots.
Goat in a tree.
Goat in a tree. Yes. But yeah, so I think it's important to just it's play. It's really it's play, and it's, although yes, I say that no, there is no objective, you will inevitably, it will be a good creative exercise because you're just letting loose, you're it's like an artist who paints on a canvas, just does it and just he just waves his shit around and he sells Picasso. A piece of paper for $40,000. But art is a way of laundering money, apparently. But that's
and you hear a lot of those stories too,
like these paintings.
Like these artists, they're like, I don't do it this way, I do it my way. When you have it your way, you're able to allow your creative freedom to the same point where if you were to work for a company and they're like, I want it this, and this, it's not a bad thing, but you don't get that creative aspect to be able to step out and be different to succeed.
Yeah, but in doing the whole like kind of creating with no objective and no boundaries and no rules, when you do get back to, the professional work, I do find it's like you approach it differently, and you're more willing to innovate, and you've experimented with things that way. When you're on set and you're doing a job for a client, like whether this creative experiment has a good result because you've already played around and you've done it with no risk. So
with that in mind, a quick question: have you ever done anything creative that you didn't know would succeed or not in a gig?
Yeah, of course.
Was it successful?
I can't think of any particular event, but at one point in the early days, I would just like try and nail a different transition every video, and it wouldn't always work. So I'd usually just like leave that stuff out. But in the event where I'm just like experimenting like that, I'll always kind of do a safety. Like I won't make that my only shot. Okay, I need to get a shot of this couch, so I'll get the safety shot and then I'll do the creative shot just in case, because going back and reshooting things is not fun.
Yeah, especially if you have to tell a client being like, hey, we got to reshoot that whole thing. Then they're like, that's time. Time is money, right?
Yeah, memory cards are.
But that's why I like just going out and I look back at our times that we shot, and it's just creative freedom, doing whatever you want to do, not even thinking about anything besides the way that you want to create it, and then having a final image that people like. So
yeah, and I mean, this podcast is definitely an outlet of creativity for myself and for you, because it always leads us to places we didn't anticipate, and I think that's the most fun out of it. Like we're
literally a journey. It's
a journey, and thank you for listening. Honestly, I know there's been a couple people who've sent us messages and reached out and just like given us feedback and just like told us. And I know you've asked to be on the show, and I know it's kind of tricky, and we still, to be completely honest, haven't figured out how to host guests in high quality, because we kind of hold a little bit of a high standard. So we don't want it to look bad. But I mean, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Like, it means a lot. We're on our 6th episode of Take
It's
One.
crazy how quick time passes by.
And it just goes to show, like, we just did it out of nowhere, and it led to this moment right now. But just do something, like, just do it, you know? You don't know where it's going to lead you, and you'll never know unless you try it, right?
Yeah, you don't want to look back 10 years from now being like, wow, I should have done that, because now that's the biggest thing. Not even necessarily doing it because it's the biggest thing, but doing it because you were simply so passionate about doing it that you said no.
Yeah.
Something was holding you back. Don't let that no be a regret in your life down the road. Use it as an opportunity to look back 10 years from now and say, wow, we actually did that.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
actually did the inevitable.
I know.
Sounded epic, but yeah.
Yeah, we did. We're working on it. But it's easy to get caught up and, think like, oh my God, everyone's progressing in life so much faster than me, and I'm just sitting here flinging videos and photos left and right. But this kind of segues into the next topic, like, is content creating a real job? Because
This is a real job.
I know a lot of people who do it for hobby and they do it for passion, and they just, they tinker and they play around in their spare time, and that's amazing, don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of people who are so passionate that they want to make it their main focus, and they want to make a job out of it. And I'm going to say right now, like, is it a real job? Yes. However, the pathway is nowhere near as straightforward and secure as, let's say a job working for another company where you're getting paid a salary and that kind of stuff. What do you think?
I think I have to agree. And I saw an actually interesting post. So the guy was like, this is what you think it is, right? Like, basically, you work one day, you relax, you watch videos, then you deliver the client the full video. But no, in reality, video editing is work, deliver to the client, because that's going to get you the best work out there. But if you're taking those 4 or 5 days to relax, not really edit anything, then I would say that's kind of not like a real job. But I think at the same time, it's how do you perfect your craft during that moment, and how do you provide value to those around you? And as you said, it provides more security when you're able to land a bigger contract with a bigger company.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
I know what you mean though, but I want to shed light upon the fact that content creating as a profession, I know the word content creator is kind of the value of it may have been lost at some point, and most people truly just, they don't understand what it entails. But it encompasses a whole range of things. Like, you gotta do client relations, so emailing clients, reaching out, phone calls, having meetings, looking at what they want and helping them achieve their vision. Like, that's a major part of doing it, is the pre-production. So when you go and you chat with a client and he tells you, okay, Andrew, I have this vision, and you're already like, your brain's going, and then, okay, how am I going to present what I think on it? How am I going to make it work? So there's that, there's the pre-production, there's client relations, then there's the whole financial aspect of it. So, like, if you want to take it seriously and you want to operate as an individual business, whether you're a sole proprietor or a corporation.
Contract.
What?
Contract.
Yeah. So like, I'm just saying, like, if you want to take it seriously and you want to be a business and you're an individual supplier of this service, that now brings in a whole other, that now brings in a whole other layer of shit you have to do. So now you got invoicing and expensing and making sure all of your finances are in order. And if you're a subcontractor for other people, or if they're a subcontractor for you, how are you going to manage all that? So being a content creator, for myself at least, as things have evolved, like the actual creating the content, I had to kind of forcefully get away from it a little bit, just so that I could focus and establish other areas of the business. But it feels good. I took advantage of the whole lockdown and winter and set a bunch of stuff up. But content creating is definitely a real job. It's just up to you and how much discipline you have.
Yeah, and how you define it too.
Yeah.
Like, in the one thing you brought up which is a good point, essentially relationships, right? A lot of people tend to forget about this, and it's simple. It's basic human communication, right? You take that one step to say, hey, how's it going, and then going from there, selling, like talking about your service, but also showing how you want to understand their business and how you're able to turn their vision kind of like into a reality. And by doing that step, you've built a foundation that you can both succeed on rather than just individual success or even no success.
Exactly.
It's not all about just work. It's sit down with the client, understand what they want, understand the vision, understand what vision you can bring, understand each other so that you can complement each other in a way that you all trust each other with the vision, but that you can also deliver excellence.
That's actually a really good point. It is the relationships. Yeah, that's it. Like you have to enjoy that aspect of it, because I think it's the biggest aspect of it. Because it's that feeling when you've been working with a client on a project for whatever, and you guys are both tired, and it's been a tough road, and then the end result is there, and you can both like seriously enjoy it because like you've put in a lot of work. But the relationship is important, and in developing these relationships, you do develop a bit of security in this type of work, because then you're able to give these clients like a consistent, let's say monthly contract kind of work where you're benefiting them greatly, and they're giving you consistent work, and that allows you to establish yourself as a content creator. And then you just start building, like you just lay the bricks. That's the most important part. You're laying bricks here. You're not driving freaking Teslas going 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. You're laying bricks. And that's one thing, because everyone is very impatient, myself included. Impatience is
we all want to be millionaires.
Yeah, everyone just wants everything now because we're so used to instant gratification because of media and technology and everything. You get mad when a web page loads half a second slower. But when it comes to this kind of stuff, like you got to lay those bricks, man.
Yeah. And just because, like, again, if you watched our other episode, people aren't going to post everything, and it doesn't mean people are instantly successful like that.
No.
It's the process that happens, and it's the beauty of the process that when you look back 5-10 years from now, you can say, wow, I did that. I made that relationship. We made that successful. All of that.
Man, I even look back to like last episode, and I'm like, wow,
it's different.
Wow, who thought podcasting outdoors was like?
It's weird.
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah. But now we're back to normal.
Yeah. So yeah, Ramsey and Andrew are back. Those guys stole the freaking microphones, man.
We forgot about our sponsors.
Oh yeah. Thank you. No, because we sponsored the guys that were standing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We just want to thank you to the guys that did the Forest podcast video is going to be popping up down there.
Yeah.
We sponsored them today.
Yeah, thank you.
For taking over Take One podcast.
Yeah, and we're back now. Those guys they're a bit too crazy. Like I don't want to.
They wear weird jackets.
They get wired. Yeah, man. What the hell were they wearing?
Yeah, I don't even know. Like,
and the guy had a freaking sock in his pocket.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was super weird.
Man.
But we're regularly scheduled programming. And we're moving on to our next topic, next question, next conversation, if you will.
All right, guys. So now we're going to talk about gear of the day. So what that entitles is, should you buy this gear or not? And the gear that we're going to be speaking about is the Alpha 1.
The Sony Alpha 1. I'm just going to say, like, the technology and engineering and just insane shit that Sony has packed into a camera that's no bigger than our A cam and our B cam. It's pretty much the same size. Yeah. It's made of titanium.
8K.
It shoots 8K. Like, that's unheard of.
And 4K 120.
4K 120.
10-bit, I believe.
50 megapixel photos from one mirrorless body.
It's your one and all.
And the screen flips off to help dissipate heat, because I know the R5 kind of, there was all that. Someone made actually a music video about how the Canon overheats. His name was like Sony. So I'll post the link. Some German rapper.
It would be nice though if it had like the flippable outside, but it doesn't.
Yeah,
it sucks. But
that camera's it has stabilization within the camera. I've seen some sample footage off of Sony. But there's one thing, as amazing as this camera is, there's one thing we haven't mentioned, and that's the price.
8,500 Canadian, or if you're in the States, 6,500.
8,500 for a mirrorless.
Would you buy it?
Because
if you had the money, if I said here's $8,500, would you buy that?
There's more costs involved with that camera though, because to record at 8K or 4K 10-bit color in the 4.2. Was it a 4.2?
422 10-bit.
422 or is it a 440? Whatever the codec is, it's extremely large file sizes. So you need very expensive memory cards. You're gonna eat up your hard drive storage.
You need a good computer to edit
You need
on.
a very good computer. So you're 8500 for the body only.
Not even a lens.
You're not gonna want to put like a cheaper lens on that. So all that to say, I don't think I'd buy it.
Pass.
I think I'm gonna pass on it right now. I'm gonna in 2021. If you're watching this in a different time period, it's 2021. This is the camera that got announced a couple weeks ago. I don't think I would buy it because I don't see a benefit to spending another $5,000.
Unless you're a millionaire, but besides that, like even then, like
it won't impress you.
We were even talking about other money that we could spend our accessories on, whether it's lighting or whether it's a proper microphone, right? Because again, it's not about the body; it's about the lens.
Yeah, mostly about the lens.
Yeah.
The body definitely matters, and like I will say, in using Sony for the last year and a half, it's such a freaking capable camera. But the good thing is the A7 III, which is our B cam, I think still will be an amazing camera throughout 2021. It's just 4K up to 30 frames per second.
1080, 120.
8-bit color. I recently picked up an external recorder so that I can record in a ProRes 422 codec. Basically what that means is it allows just a bit more color information, and it allows a less compressed file. So the normal files are H.264. The codec for this would be ProRes, and it would record right to an SSD, so it's a lot easier on a computer, although larger file sizes. It's easier on a computer.
Yeah. We hope you guys enjoyed hearing what we spoke about today. I hope you enjoyed the skit in the beginning. Let us know down below what you guys think about that skit, and if you want us to do it again, or if you have any recommendations, please let us know, because we want to make it as different as possible and make it as creative as possible too. Exactly.
Always improve everything, challenge yourself in every way. I'm liking, we're kind of experimenting with the show. We're doing different formats, different seating positions, standing positions. We're just playing around with it. We hope you're enjoying it. It's a blast to film. This is I'm getting to know you quite well.
Number 6.
We're shooting
Uno, dos, tres,
and recording
cuatro,
episodes.
Cisos.
Wow, can you count?
No, I can't.
Wow. Is that a real language?
No, cisos, no.
Cisos?
Please correct me down. What?
Sorry. Anyways, guys. Oh, the police are coming for you.
Oh, no.
Oh,
This
no.
is Andrew.
This is Ramsey.
And this is the Take One podcast.